Okay. What's that? Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just making sure everything is loading. Hi, official. How are you, sweetheart? It's good to see you too. So, guys, I'm just waiting for my tablet here to load so I can see your comments because, for anyone who doesn't know, I am completely blind. I can't see on the phone. So, I'm just waiting to see. It's taking a bit to load, but so I can say hello. So, I don't want nobody thinking that I'm conceited and stuff, okay? All right. And we're rolling. So, welcome, guys. Welcome to Narc Survival 101. Erica here, as promised. I was live on Monday, right? Was it Monday I was live? We're on Wednesday now, right? Hi, Nelson. How are you? Long time no speak. So, anyone who is new to the channel, I'm not gonna stay on too long because I go back to school tomorrow, and I need to get as much rest as I possibly can. I'm doing well, sweetheart. I'm doing well. I'm glad you're doing good as well. So I'm gonna try to keep it. Oh, Roy, thank you. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I think I want to keep it more towards the questions. If you guys have any questions, I mean, we're gonna definitely delve into some things, but I want to give you guys the opportunity to speak. And if you have any questions or if you have any input you'd like to give. But for anyone who's new, anyone who's browsing through, or if I just happen to pop up on your, channel and your page or whatever the hell they call it, um, and you want to know what this particular page is about, this is Narc Survival 101. This is basically, tips on how to survive or try to survive narcissists or narcissistic people. Um, but this is basically a channel in helping those who are going through narcissistic abuse, domestic violence, relational issues, toxic, relationships, whether it be with your family members or your lovers or friends or whomever. Okay, because narcissism is not just something that is between, two lovers. It could be between, a person and their family, their coworkers, their friends. It could be anybody. Okay, and just so we understand, and I make it very clear because I'm well aware of this, not everyone is a narcissist. Okay, I think NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, makes up about maybe 5 or 6% of the world's population. um, but nonetheless, there are people who are extremely narcissistic, have narcissistic traits, or act in a narcissistic way. Whichever way you look at it, the results are pretty much the same. So I want to just give a couple of heads up before we get started. Like I said, anyone who is new, if you're going through the motions, I want you to understand a little something about me and my channel, my content, and what I deliver. One, I'm gonna get this out the way. I do cuss at times. I'm really trying to calm that down. But if you hear me every so often, I mean, anyone from the East Coast, you already know. I'm from New York City. It's just a thing that we do. I can't help that. Two, my content can be very triggering. All right. I want people to understand that. If you feel that you are too vulnerable or you're not really in a place to hear triggering information, I suggest you leave the live because when I deliver, I give it straight, no chaser. I'm just pretty direct with it, but it all comes from a place of love, of course. My lives will be streaming on my Facebook and my YouTube channel. So if ever time comes and you want to maybe revisit, by all means, do so. And let me just see. I just want to make sure. Okay. So I'm sorry guys, because this is kind of running kind of slow. But like I said, I wanted to focus more on, questions. If you have any questions or if you're going through the motions, let me know. But one of the things I did want to touch on with doing the live, because I know that there are different people who come in at different times, and I know that there are different people going through different stages. So if certain things do seem repetitive, please bear with me, because there are people, new victims of abuse each and every day. And sometimes they have questions that, which require answers that you more than likely already know. But let's just be respectful and allow them the opportunity to get the answers they need as well. Will my trauma PTSD flashbacks slow down soon? That depends on, well, one, it depends on how long ago the discard took place. Two, it really depends on you. Okay. The PTSD that you experience as a result of a traumatic experience, there's really no telling when or how it will happen. PTSD is different for everyone. Okay. You have people who can get through their post-traumatic stress disorder within weeks, months, maybe even years. It really depends on you and the work that you're doing to try to get it moving along. How do you deal with an ex that is a narcissist and has always tried to control me? Well, Chelsea, if it were me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't deal with them. But I know different circumstances create different outcomes. Different situations have different circumstances. In this case, if you don't have children involved and you have really no types of links with this person, the best thing I can tell you is to go no contact. If you know that this person is a manipulative person, they're emotionally manipulating you, they're psychologically, and in some cases, they are, and I don't know if there's any kind of physicalities going on in there, but if you know that this person is, inherently lying to you, flat out lying to you, the best option is to remove yourself from that situation. You don't want to deal with someone. And listen, people can be with a narcissist. People can be with people who have NPD or who are extremely narcissistic and learn how to maneuver around it. And of course, if that's your choice, then, you have to, you pretty much, with these people, you have to be a step ahead. You always have to be a step ahead, because they always have things planned out in their mind. So even if you're not doing anything within your relationship, in their mind, you're doing things. Even if you have no intention on leaving the person, in their mind, you have intention of leaving, because they know that their behaviors are pushing you away. And because they know their behaviors are pushing you away, and they know that it's having an effect on you, it's pushing the envelope to the point that, one of you is going to have to mail it. And at the end of the day, if it were up to them, it would be them, because ending things with you would be on their term. Understand that. Ending things with you would be on their terms. So if you continuously allow it, it's going to continue until they get bored of it. And when they get bored of it, and they can't do any more about it, or they can't do anything else with you, then what's the point of keeping you around? I know it sounds kind of harsh, but that's pretty much the idea of it. What's the point of keeping you around if I've already taken all that I can out of you? And, I don't know if you were here for the live that I had on Monday, but I asked a very valid question. Why would they change, or why should they change if you're still there, if you're still accepting those behaviors, or if you're still, sitting there hoping and praying that something's going to happen or something's going to change? But yeah, and I could honestly tell you that I would not deal with it. I wouldn't deal with it. These are people that are completely unhealed. These are people that have severe PTSD. They have severe trauma. These are people that were conditioned to believe, a one-track mind. They have a one-track mind. They were conditioned to believe that it's me against the world. So it's pretty much, you notice your relationships are very much, it's like you're both in war with each other, even though you're not trying to have war with them, but they're always going to be in survival mode. And their survival mode is, I have to fulfill my needs first, and then if I have time for you and you are going to give me something in return for it, then I'll fulfill yours. But it seems kind of hard to get over. It seems, with the PTSD, everything that you're enduring now, and this is for anybody, everything that you're enduring now, the reason you're feeling this way is because there was a representation of them in the very beginning of your relationship that is no longer, it's not there anymore. So a lot of people tend to stay in these situations because they're trying to hold on to that last bit of hope that they're going to get that person back. Okay. And they know that they're not that person. They know that they are incapable of really giving you what it is that you deserve and what it is that you need. But if you stay knowing that I'm treating you like this, and you stay knowing that, I'll keep telling you, yeah, things will get different. Things will change. Things will be different. It'll be different tomorrow. It's never going to happen. I'm sorry, give me 1 sec. I want to make sure I don't forget anyone. Trauma survivor a lot, but I have a really hard time remembering everything. Is that normal? Yes. Yes. In actuality, people who suffer traumatic experiences, whether it be physical, emotional, or psychological, it is common. It's not normal. It's common. Okay. It is common to forget certain things because you have what's called a sympathetic system, and that is pretty much what controls your fight or flight mode. Okay, so when you have a very traumatic experience, it could be so severe to where your brain automatically just it's like a switch, and it just completely blocks it out, which is why a lot of people who suffer trauma as children have no recollection of the things that they have gone through when they're adults. When they go to deep therapy and they delve more into their past, and I don't really know how I feel about hypnosis. I haven't really studied on it. Hopefully I'll be able to touch that when for anyone who's not aware, I am currently in college trying to pursue my degree in psychology. So if they do dabble on hypnosis, I'll definitely let you guys know about it. But this is why a lot of people who go to therapy when they're at an older age, they don't, you don't remember things. Like if you can go as far back as you can, what's the youngest age you can remember things in your life? Some people could say 3, some people could say 5, and things could have happened prior to that. But when you experience trauma, it does something to your system that completely it just shuts down. It shuts down completely. And it's sad because I guess in a way, I'll be honest with you, and this is my personal opinion with regards to me. I know a lot of us want to forget certain things. Like we want to forget certain things that happened, and we want to forget certain things that were said and done. You do want to forget. And it's unfortunate that, the trauma that we've endured, we're constantly reminded about it, where it's like, I would say to myself, why couldn't I have that kind of trauma where I completely forget about it? That it's just completely blocked out of my mind, because it would help me so much more. But, I guess there's a reason why it doesn't happen that way. If someone love bombs you, do they do it to every potential partner or only when rebounding? Not every narcissist will love bomb. Not every single one of them will love bomb, but more than likely, if you're used to them doing that to you, you're used to them, because they do the whole love bomb, devalue, discard, repeat, love bomb, devalue, discard, repeat. More than likely, they would be doing it to a potential new partner, and they would probably, because if any of you have seen my video, signs of a discard before it happens, oftentimes, if you're dealing with someone, I'm not just saying a narcissist, but a manipulator in general, you're dealing with someone who's seeking to go from one relationship to another. What they're going to do is as they're pulling away from you, they're going to start to mimic the person that they're getting involved with. So they're going to start to mirror that new person. Okay, you're going to start noticing changes within that person, even though they're going to be gaslighting you in the process, because at the end of the day, there's no guarantee that that new person and your manipulative partner or ex-partner will last or will even get to that point. But you'll start to notice just like different changes here and there within them. So just pay attention to that. But they can love bomb the next person. They don't always do that though. Not all of them do that. And I explain this quite a few times. It's because you have different types. You have the extroverted types, you have the introverted types, you have the invulnerable, well, it's just synonymous to invulnerable and vulnerable. And the vulnerable types, I'm sorry about that, guys. Yeah, they're probably outside. I'm sorry about that. That's Grubhub. The vulnerable types are usually the ones that they're not very extroverted. They're not very outlandish. They're not very flamboyant with it. They usually hold on to their toxicity until you get deeper into the relationship with them, and oftentimes they won't love bomb. I mean, some of them do. I'm not gonna say that all of them don't, but usually the vulnerable types are the ones that will wallow in self-pity, and they will basically look for your compliments. They'll look for you to put them on the pedestal, and they'll appear to you as being a humble type of person, or very modest, like, oh, this person's not full of themselves. They're actually putting themselves down, which in some cases, and it's okay to admit it, where we've been with someone where we think to ourselves, well, this person is putting themselves down and they're not very secure with themselves. We think that, okay, I can connect with this person and I can show this person a different side to love and a different, side to how this all works. And we kind of, for lack of a better term, try to make it our pet project, because that's really the case. We try to take that project on. But, sometimes some of them do, some of them don't. This is why I tell everybody, just be on the lookout for different types of signs, because not every single person who falls under this category is going to be doing typical behavior, especially now when people are becoming more aware of narcissism and narcissistic abuse. Listen, you'd be surprised. They can try to definitely pull the wool over your eyes. Let me just make sure. Okay, I already read that one. How do I deal with seeing my assaulter in school every day? I am very big on avoidance. I'm big on that, especially when you have a lot of healing to do and you don't want to, because being around that person can trigger you deeply and, possibly, just give you anxiety, give you panic attack. To avoid all of that, I would, if it's possible, I don't know if it's possible. I mean, since this person, well, let me ask you this. And this is for Queen Savage. Um, if this person assaulted you, I just want, just to clarify, do you have an order of protection on this person? Was there any charges brought up? Because usually if someone assaults someone and there are charges and there is an order of protection, whether you both are students or not, they're not supposed to be within a certain amount of feet of you. But if that is not the case, if it's possible, get their schedule. See if you can get a copy of their schedule to determine where they're going to be, so you know not to be in those places. Sunday, I've been no contact since January. So peaceful. That's awesome, sweetheart. That is awesome. Chelsea, I'm happy with my wife now, and he can't stand it and takes it out on me and always tries to hurt me. Let me make something perfectly clear to you guys. It doesn't matter whether you discarded them or they discarded you. Okay? Does not matter. When you were with these people, understand something. You weren't even human in their eyes. You're not a human being. You're not a person. You are an inanimate object. Okay? People who are narcissistic or a narcissist, don't look at people as people. They look at them as property, as objects. I own you. I possess you. So even if I am in a relationship with someone else and I am dealing with someone else and I left you for someone else, I still own you. I own you emotionally. I own you psychologically. I own you in some cases financially. I own you physically. I own you. Okay. And oftentimes, people who suffer from this, who have been discarded, a lot of the time they're too busy focusing on trying to move on, trying to, focus on their healing, that they don't date. A lot of people don't date. A lot of people don't get involved with anyone new because they're so scared to get involved with anybody. So what they will end up doing is they'll end up secluding. They'll become, some of them can become recluses. Some of them can just pretty much isolate themselves and go through their motions, but they won't date because they're still trying to get out of that fog. Like, what the hell did I just go through? What was this? He or she left me for someone else, left me high and dry to sit here by myself to deal with this while they're out doing whatever they want to do. And the minute you start to pick up the pieces and the minute you start to get on with your life, or you decide, I'm ready to start dating, I'm ready to get up and go and, meet someone. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but have they ever come around? Have you noticed that they're coming around more, or they're trying to contact you, they're trying to reach out to you? And it's not even something so serious. It's just to, check up on you, or, check in with you. It's to see who you're dealing with, if you're dealing with someone, what you're doing. And like I told you, I tell you guys plenty of times, just because this happened does not mean that they're not keeping an eye on you or have people keeping eyes on you. Okay? They can have people keeping eyes on you, whether it be their friends, it be their family members, anybody. They can have people watching you. And it's very selfish. If you think about it, it's extremely selfish. So the idea of you moving on with someone else, you being happy with someone else, being successful with someone else, having the life that you deserve with someone else, it's very damaging to their egos. So because it's damaging to their ego and they feel like, no, you are mine. I am the only one who can, you know, tell you what you want to hear and then destroy you when everything's done. Like the audacity. And they will try to make your life a living hell. They will try to make it hard for you. They will try to slander your name. They will try to tell people, lies about you. They will try to do all types of things. They will resort to going to social media and getting other people to bully you, or, and jump on their bandwagon, putting themselves out to be a victim, and everybody now is on their side trying to, attack you, not even knowing the full story, the full scale of things. But unfortunately, that is something that is a possibility. This is why no contact, radio silence is extremely important. My ex is married and still tries to question me about who I'm with, but can't show up for the kids. When it comes to the kids are pawns. That's all they are. Okay? The kids are pawns, and they will use the children in any way, shape, or form to control you. They will take the children and they will use them in effort to control you, especially if they know that you love your kids and you want nothing to do with them, but you are willing to be cordial for the children. Because if they lose control, that means that they are weak. And if it means that they are weak, other people can see their weakness, and other people can end up hurting them and, doing whatever they want with them. The children in this situation are simply pawns. And if you notice, you have people who go through child custody battles, right? And they're simply doing it, the kind of people who are simply doing it to hurt the other parent, because let's face it, people like this, they're big babies, they're big children. They don't know how to act like adults. So they're going to hit you where it hurts, your kids. And they'll fight you in court to take your kids. They'll fight you and they'll fight tooth and nail. And once they have your children, and only, everybody's situation is different, but once they have your children, and let's just say, you only get visitation rights, and you don't get as many rights as they do, the minute they have your kids, it's like, okay, I did my part. I hurt your father, I hurt your mother, and that's it. They don't spend time with the kids. They don't emotionally bond with the kids. They don't connect. They don't do anything. It's simply just a way to hurt you. But I'm telling you, in public, it's a totally different story. Oh, I love my kids. I love my kids. Me and my kids. We're traveling here. We're doing this. We're doing that, because they have to pose as the perfect parent. So even though they're hurting you in the background and they're bullying you and they're doing all of these mean and disgusting things, to the world, they look like saints. They look like wonderful mothers and wonderful fathers, just connecting and bonding with their kids. And I don't listen. Me personally, I don't post much, of my son on social media. I do once in a while. I do post him up, but I'm not going to. Well, one, because listen, I don't really believe too much in posting up your kids like that, especially when you have a whole load of pedophiles and vagrants on social media. It's always been a thing for me. To each their own. Everybody, they have their own kids. They do whatever they want to do, and that's their business. But my personal opinion is that with everything that's going on in the world, and with just you have predators online. I don't do that, but they will do that to give the false impression that, hey, I'm a great mom, I'm a great dad. Look, I do everything for my kids, while they're putting out there that you do shit. You don't do anything. You don't get involved. And the reality of it is that they're keeping you away from your kids. I've seen situations like that, so I already know how that goes. Unfortunately, I know how it goes all too well. How do I deal with seeing my assaulter in school and she won't stop talking to me? File an order of protection. File an order of protection for harassment and assault, because that should have been put in place. Narc is living with this new supply that he left me for since February. Now he shows up and peeks in. And they're peeping toms. Do like I did. Put that film on your windows. You still get light into your house. You still get, the natural sunlight into your house. But they have this film on Amazon. You can put it on your window. All you got to do is spray like some soap water, spray it on your window and put it on. Boom. There you go. Covers up your windows and nobody can peek in. Nobody can see anything that goes on. And, listen, at the end of the day, you can't avoid it. You can't stop it. The only thing you can do, if it's becoming a serious problem, is you may have to get the authorities involved. You may have to file an order of protection. Even though some of them, they don't really believe in abiding by the law, or they don't really believe in, following through on what it is they have to do. You could tell them, hey, I got an order of protection on you. A lot of them won't care. They'll still continue to do things to try to, but it's at some point, unless it becomes a very, it escalates to a dangerous situation, usually ignoring them, just getting on with your life and just not really paying attention to them. At some point, what's going to happen is called going gray rock. Especially, this works a lot for people with kids, with narcissistic people. You can go gray rock and just, become boring. That's the only way you're really going to get rid of them, is become extremely boring. And, don't reveal your stuff on social media. If you're dating someone, don't put that out there. Don't put that out there. Okay? I'm all for people being happy in relationships. I'm all for everyone, being loved on. And I love to see people happy. But at the end of the day, at what cost? At what cost? Because the minute they know that you're dating someone, the minute they know that you are involved with someone, it's going to become problematic. And so much so to the point that the person you're dealing with, and be like, I can't deal with this. This is too much drama. I can't deal with this. And it's not your fault. It really isn't your fault. But it's like I told you earlier, whether they just discarded you or you discarded them, it doesn't matter. Keeping no keeping no contact is showing that you are not accepting the behavior. And not only that, you are training your brain to bounce those feelings back. Yes. Oh, it's from Amanda. I'm looking because my arm is so white, so it kind of blends behind the words.
Nice.
Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you, sweetheart. Is there no possibility to fix this at all? Something, I get asked that question a lot. And I'm going to be 1,000,000% truthful with you, because again, guys, you know how I am. That's just the way I do it. When you have someone who's had this ingrained, they've been conditioned to be this way for so many years. We're talking, decades probably. It is extremely difficult, and it will be a very, very frustrating journey if that's something you want to do. Okay? With no guarantee at the end. With no guarantee at the end. Listen, I wish they could take a pill and boom, it's all gone. It's all done. They're a normal person. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. We're talking years and years and years of ingrained conditioning. And even if they were to go and get help, they're still going to be a narcissist because, patterns are hard to break. Old habits are very, very hard to break. So, is it possible? If I had to give it a percentage, I mean, it probably would be, maybe, and I'm being nice with it, maybe in the 10 percentile. It's just so hard to have someone change their thought process, because that's what it is. It's a thought process. That's all it is. And when you have someone who's had so much ingrained in their mind, because it's like brainwashing, these people are completely brainwashed, whether it be from their parents, whether it be from their environment, whether it be from, ex relationships, what have you. They're so brainwashed to believe certain things. But, can it be fixed? I to be honest with you, I don't know, because every situation is different, but it would be really, really hard. Christy Love, Narc uses my poor memory against me. Well, then we're gonna have to start fixing up your memory. We'll start fixing it up, so that way when he tries to come at you again, he'll be like, where the hell did that come from? You'll be like, yeah, bitch, now what? Say something else. Like I said, I'm gonna reiterate, I cuss. So don't mind me. Oh, Heather, thank you, sweetheart. Hi, Stella. Yeah, Heather, there are many different types. It's an umbrella. Narcissism is a spectrum. And, believe it or not, guys, we all fall on that spectrum. We all fall on that spectrum. These people just fall on the more distorted part of it. There is distortion there. And that distortion, unfortunately, it's a distorted mind. It's a distorted, thinking process. Narcissistic people don't want to go to therapy because they know the therapist will see through them. Or vice versa. They can manipulate. They can be so manipulative because, they can sit there and put on a good act. Some of them can put on a really, really good act. Tisha says, debound, discard, debound or devalue. I want to make sure, honey. I want to make sure. Oh wait. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, Tisha, don't mind that, sweetheart. My pen. By the way, guys, I'm on the pad on the tablet under another account, which is mine. So if I accidentally at you on something on here, please don't just disregard it. Lena, that's awesome. Congratulations. You are a survivor. I just exposed his mask, so I have to speed up my escape plan. Lots of anxiety right now. My prayers are with you, artwork. It's not, hold on, because this is just starting to act up on me. It's not easy, especially, when different people are different with different types of relationships. Some relationships are more heavily involved in, other things than others. And it's not the kind of, situation where it's like, okay, I expose this person and that's it. I could just move on with my life. No, you got to also worry. You also have to, worry about possible retaliation. If they try to come back in and they try to swindle you back in, or they try to do the smooth talk, they're charmers. They can charm you. They can be like, listen, I love you. And they'll tug at your heartstrings. They'll tell you, I love you. I I don't know what got into me. They can tell you anything, but like I told you guys before, I told you on Monday when I said it, if they try to come back in, if they try to come towards you, they will do it on the sneak tip. They will do it behind the scenes. They will do it covertly because they knew what they did. They knew what they were doing. They knew everything they were doing. Okay, they knew how they were making you feel. They knew everything that they were doing, and it's simply because they felt that you were not going to go anywhere because you were too in love with them, you were too enamored with them, you were too. Listen, I know what it is to be with someone and just be like, oh my gosh, I just like literally love this person, and this person is in my life, because they gave you that feeling. But in the end, here's how this would work out. Let's say you accepted it, and let's say, okay, you know what? We'll give it another shot. And based on what they've already told other people as to the reason why you broke up in the first place, now they have to explain to people, because people are going to look at them like, wait a minute, but you said that this person did X, Y, and Z and all this stuff. Why are you taking them back? It's going to be pretty simple. They're going to be like, well, I gave them another chance. I think they've changed. I'm going to let them prove to me. You understand? They're basically still putting you in that. They're villainizing you, or, well, they've already villainized you, but they are explaining to people that they're the ones who are giving you a chance. This is why they do things behind the scenes. Okay? Because obviously they were lying to people to begin with, so they have to keep running with that lie. I decided to give that person another chance. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens, blah, blah, blah. If you choose to reject them and you say, nope, I know what you're about, you need to stay away from me, you and your BS, I don't got time for it, I'm done, then no one is the wiser. No one will know. Because even if you come and say, oh, my ex came and tried to get back with me, I guarantee you that person is already going to be on top of it when it comes to talking stuff about you. And more than likely will try to flip it around as if you were the one who was trying to contact them. You were the one who was trying to get back with them. Yes, Shariah, once I seen it, ain't no... Here we go. See, here we go. I don't know how to work these daggone tablets. Hold on. I'm sorry. Once I seen it, ain't no one seeing it, so ain't no going back. Which is why they gaslight you. Which is why they rely on gaslighting. They rely on deflection. They rely on stonewalling you and breadcrumbing you. Okay? Every single tool, every single tactic has a role. It has its purpose. It's not, no tool will go unused. The gaslighting is to keep you at bay. It's to make you think that you're going crazy, make you question yourself, and, make you in a way forget. Make you in a way forget. It's to put you in a position to second guess everything that you saw, everything you heard, everything that was going on around you. So you can sit there and say, yo, I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. I saw this. I know I'm not crazy. I saw that. I heard this. And I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure when they said a certain statement at a certain time, it was said. And though they're telling you, no, you need to get your memory checked, you're losing it, what are you talking about? This is, and they will, then they'll move on from gaslighting to deflecting. They'll deflect. They will deflect. They will sit there and say, you see, this is why we need to be apart, because you are acting belligerent. You are overreacting. You are creating scenarios in your mind, and I'm not doing anything. But you know for a fact that they are. First of all, if a person who says, I love you, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you, they planned all of this, they planned all of this shit, because that's what it is, okay? They planned all of this with you. And then to go from that to completely stonewalling you, ignoring you, just not giving you the answers you need, not giving you clarity, right? They're doing all of that. They're not giving you anything. but yet you see them doing the very things that you intuitively know, if you had done that to them, they would have flipped their lid. They just would have completely flipped out. I'm talking about you're ignoring me, you're stonewalling me, but yet you're breadcrumbing me. But then when I try to take a piece or two of those breadcrumbs, then you start stonewalling me again. You start ignoring me again. It's that hot and cold behavior. But yet you see them doing things. You see them doing things outside, and you find it very disrespectful, which it is. You won't give me clarity. You won't give me closure. You won't say it's just over and done with. You really, really try to have me sit here on the back burner. By the way, guys, if I use examples, I use myself as an example because I've already been there. I've heard it. I've seen it. I've gone through it. I felt it. Shit, I even tasted it. And it left a very, very nasty taste in my mouth. Okay, so when I use myself as an example, I want you to just understand that this is just for me to help you. I've been, it's been 5 years for me, so I think that's well enough, that I've moved on. But you find these things to be disrespectful, which they are. You do all of these things, but yet you won't let me go. Yet you won't let me be with someone else. Yet you won't let me get my closure so I could just move on and heal and go be with someone else. But you're sitting there flirting with other people, and you're sitting there, drinking and hanging out and living. You notice how people do that too? When they, and I'm not just, listen, I honestly think a person who breaks up or, really goes through some kind of, like, I understand if someone checks out of a relationship, but at least give the other person that official closure, that complete closure, and at least have the decency to not rub that shit in their face. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least don't rub it in my face that you've already moved on and you're doing your own thing, knowing that I'm still here trying to lick my wounds and trying to heal. But I guess consideration is just not in people's dictionaries for some reason. What's crazy is that he talks about everything he does starts with respect, but he never respected me. Because you know what? You notice how they act different with other people compared to being in a relationship with you. Oh man, I saw, it was a video. I saw it on Facebook. It's like one of those little short videos. And I don't know if you're familiar with it, and I may be paraphrasing it, but she's sitting there talking to her man. And she's like, that smile that you give that stranger outside, why can't you give that to me? If you're familiar with the video, and you know the link, please link it. But it's interesting because she's like, why do I get this? Like, in other words, why do I get the shitty you, but everybody else gets the nice you? They get the, hey, good morning you. They get the, hey, how you doing? And smiling and laughing and all. But I get the crappy you, and I do nothing to deserve that. I give you nothing but love. My love for you is unconditional. I've catered to your every needs. I've done, and he, and she's like, you're pretty much lying to these people. You lie to these people because you show them a totally different side of yourself. You show them a different side of yourself, but yet when you come home, it's a totally different story. You come home and I get the crappy side. Why is that? So you willing to lie? So, he's like, I can't. But the beginning of the video was like, she's like, lie to me. She said it, lie to me. He goes, I can't lie to you. I love you too much to lie to you. She goes, but I want, like, in other words, I want you to lie to me. You can go out there and lie to these people and smile in their face. Well, shit, lie to me. Come and smile in my face. Come say, hey, baby, how's your day going? Come and laugh and enjoy. Because if this is what I got to deal with, what's the point? Especially when I'm giving you unconditional love. Jekyll and Hyde, yes. They never give complete closure. Just says she needed space while talking to someone else. It's a cop out. It's a cop out. Okay? It's a cop out. Think about it. If I say to you, I have, like, listen, my work schedule is crazy, right? I work Monday to Friday. And now I'm back in school. So I go to school Monday to Thursday in the evenings. I work Monday to Friday during the weekdays. I have only my weekends. And that time I have to, put into, I put into my child every week, but, I have to put even more focus into the home and my child. And I say, listen, I don't have any room in my life for a relationship right now. And I don't want to push, I don't want to not make you a priority when, somebody else can probably do that for you. That's giving a valid reason. I don't have room in my life to be in a relationship. But when someone says, well, we just, we need to take a, I hate that. Oh my gosh. So the next person that says something like that to me, I'm gonna get them so drunk and I'm just gonna like permanent marker it on their forehead. Let's take a break. Let's take a break. We need space. I need space. I need, I need, and something that's usually indicative of, this is too much for me. Because you got to remember the circumstances, guys. Some people aren't ready for your kind of love. You got to also remember that too, okay? Some people are not ready for your kind of love. So what do? They often go into complacency. When you set a precedent in someone's life, meaning when you set a very high standard in someone's life, okay? And you're dealing with the kind of people who had no intention on meeting that same standard, then when you start to complain about the lack in your relationship, what usually ends up happening is, oh, this person is too much. This person is criticizing me. This person is going to discard me. They're going to leave me. They're going to whatever. Okay? So what do? Let's go on a break. Let's get some space or whatever the case may be. And they start talking to someone else. And why do you think it is they come back to you? Why do you think it is they come back to you? It's because of that precedent that you set. They go back to what they're complacent with, what they're used to dealing with. But then after a while, that becomes boring to them, or people aren't really putting them on that pedestal. Because listen, the last person they were dealing with, let's say they put them on a pedestal this high, right? Okay, so now you have to meet up to here, right? But what you ended up doing was you ended up putting them on a pedestal this high. So this is no longer doing it for them. Now this is what they want. Now when you sit there and ask yourself, why does this person come back to me? You not only set the precedent this high, but you also catered to them even when they were being toxic towards you. Chris, I hate the smirk in their face. Yeah. Because it's that I know what I'm doing, and I know that I'm driving you up a wall, and I know that you care about me, and I know that you love me, and I know that you will do anything possible to make it work and anything possible to try to fix me. But the fact of the matter is, you will never fix me. You can never fix me. That's the fact. And that's why they do that. That is why they do that. And I'm convinced that these people, listen, like I said, can people change? Anything's possible. Anything is possible. Okay. I don't like to just say, oh, no, absolutely not. Anything is possible. But with the extensive amount of therapy and the extensive amount of having to literally get some kind of salvation in their life, because that's exactly what they're going to need. I don't have the time nor the patience. And there are 7 billion people walking this planet. I am not going to sit here and 8 billion now? Okay, look at that. Look at that. I got to pick up 1 billion more people. I'm not going to sit here and play games with you. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, any day now. Man, listen, I'm 40 years old. I'm perimenopausal. We ain't got time for that shit. We don't have time for it. So, no. Hi, beauty baby. How are you, sweetheart? Artwork says, or excuses on he didn't have any good examples of healthy relationships and no one was there for them. But let me ask you something. If they are aware, this is what makes me question, okay? And I have this thing, I do puzzles. I mean, Amanda could tell you, I go food shopping. I can buy $100 and something worth of food, and I can fit them in 2 bags because I always played Tetris as a kid. But if they are aware, like they could sit there and say, I didn't have healthy examples and people in my life and this and that about, you know, my mom treated my dad this way, my dad treated my mom this way. You're aware, honey. You just admitted it. You just admitted it. You just admitted that you know what you are doing. You're just blaming other people for why you are doing what you are doing, which is deflection. Deflection. Yep, I was abused as a child. I don't, and then when they say hurt people, I can't stand that saying. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't stand it because it's like, you can't say hurt people because all of us have been hurt in some way, shape, or form, and we still have the right mind to make the choices. Listen, how many of you have been hurt? How many of you have been discarded? How many of you have been abused? How many of you have gone through all of this and still attempted to love another human being like you've never been hurt a day in your life? How many of you have done that? Because you just don't see it in yourself. I could not see it in myself to hurt another human being, especially when they didn't do anything wrong to me. I can't see myself making you pay for what someone else did to me. I can't see myself. You weren't there when it happened. You had absolutely nothing to do with it. But of course, people will use that. Hi, Deborah. Hey, country club girl. Will a life changing event change them? See the errors of their ways. Is this true or an act? A life changing event. I mean, I guess. Well, I could listen. I always do two sides of a coin. I always do two sides of a coin, only because, again, there's that slight possibility. And can a life changing event change them? Possibly, but it depends on what that is. It depends on what that is, you know, and for someone who doesn't know how to regulate emotions, who doesn't know how to have empathy, who is just pretty much self-absorbed and just pretty much in that self-preservation mode, it just really depends. It really depends on what that type of event is, because remember how I told you guys, if karma hits them, and people often want to see them get their karma. I know a lot of you do. um it may not hit them in the way that you would think it would. In other words, if what has happened to you, these people, they're going to face their own problems in different ways. Okay, I'm a firm believer that we just face it in ways that we've accumulated that, so they have a selfish core. They have a selfish core, whether it be money, whether it be popularity, whether it be fame, whatever. They have a very selfish core. So a life-changing event, can it change them? Possibly. Or will it just push them even further into that self-victimization? That's what we have to try to figure out. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, sweetheart. I could never purposely hurt. Yeah, I'm the same way. I listen. Anybody, and I'll say it like it is. Anyone who, and I told him the other day. I said, if anyone wants to ever come to you and say, Erica betrayed me, Erica hurt me, Erica did this, Erica did that, I want you to ask them, what the hell did you do to her for her to do that to you? Okay? I'm a very upfront person. I don't have any reason to say, oh no. I have done things in my life that I'm sure a lot of us have done things in our lives. But you have to also look at the circumstances. And in my case, because everyone is different. If anyone tells you she betrayed me, what did you do to her? What did you do to her for her to respond where you took it as a betrayal? Because that's usually what it is. I respond to certain things. I don't even react. I respond to certain things. And people may interpret that as a betrayal. Oh, you betrayed me. No, I didn't. You just got pissed off because I saw through your bullshit and I called you out on it. Like, I didn't betray you. I was betraying myself. Okay. So, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are the same way. You know, listen, I've never done anything to anyone that didn't have it coming to them. I don't have to put my hands on people. I don't have to, damage property. I don't have to, I don't even have to smear their name. I just simply speak the truth. That's it. He comes home from an 8-hour workday and just going to bed every day at 2 p.m. If I speak on it, he says stop criticizing him. The thing of it is that in a relationship, effective communication is a two-way street. When you find yourself trying to communicate with them, and like I said, communication depends on how you present it too. If you are trying to communicate with them, yelling, that's not going to work. You don't want to yell at them. You don't want to sit there and be like, oh, none of that works. None of that works. If you try to communicate with them, and say, listen, I think we're having issues, and I think these are the things that we can work on in this relationship. And if they tell you, they come at you, if they come at you, cold, or if they try to come at you very, aggressively or volatile, or, you gotta separate yourself from that, because anyone who cannot sit there and have a conversation has no business being in a relationship. People think that relationships are extremely hard. Some people think that, oh, it should be super easy. It's only going to work if the two of you work together. But it's never going to work if it's just you working by yourself and the other person just complaining, micromanaging, telling you what you're doing wrong all the time, telling you that you could do things better, or even triangulating you. I don't know if you're familiar with triangulation, but when they try to triangulate you in your relationship, of course, that's another control tactic. They want to instill some type of, it's funny because they use it to instill fear in you, instill jealousy in you, to kind of get you off your ass so you can do more for them. But they also do it to get a reaction out of you. And that's the thing. I never understood why people do things like, you want a reaction? Why? Just talk to me. Talk to me like a human being. Talk to me like a human being, and that way we could just figure it out. I don't understand why you have to go through all of this just to get a reaction out of me. That makes absolutely no sense. But then again, these are the people that you're dealing with, or you dealt with, the kind of people that are very immature. They're emotionally immature. They're just pretty much, no, it's my way or the highway. No. My dad was a narc and went through 2 heart transplants and still hasn't changed. Lizzie says there is a possibility that they'll change, but they'll probably use the event to justify their actions, as they do with everything else. Country Club, just shoot me an email, because I go back to school tomorrow and my schedule is Monday through Thursday. I have classes Monday through Thursday, so I'll see what we can set up. Keisha says, I don't think people can change unless they take it to God. Hey, you know what? And I'm testimony to that, because that was the only way I was able to get to this point. I took it with God. I said, okay, I give up. I surrender. I can't do it on my own. Point proven. I can't do this by myself. I live with one. She's discarding. I bring women home to my room. Yeah. Yaz guy. Yeah, I would just say just separate yourself from that situation, because that can definitely, you know, veer into something that you don't want the outcome. We will never be able to make them feel what we feel pain wise, and even if we could, it will not satisfy us. The karma is never for us to see. And you know something, and I'm okay with that. Like I came to terms with certain things, and I said,
you realize that's me, right?
hmm?
You realize that's me, right?
Okay, why don't you change your name? Okay. But no, it's a good point though. It is a good point. But yeah, I realized that too. I said, you know something, what you know why, well, but you know why we're not meant to see it. You know why we're not meant to be around it. We're not meant to be around it because knowing how we are, we'll end up trying to interfere. We'll end up trying to, interject. Because I tell you right now, the wrath of God is nothing. No, we have nothing compared to the wrath of God. That's what I meant to say. No amount of revenge that you commit or anything that you say or do can compare. It can't. It really can't. They don't change. Stella says, instead of making it right with us, it's easier to move on to someone that doesn't know the real them. That doesn't know the real them. And that is true. When they decide to move on to another person, clearly they gotta groom them. They have to prime them. They gotta tell them, listen, my ex is crazy. He or she is texting me constantly, won't get it through their head that I want nothing to do with them. And, I just want to let you know, blah, 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 whatever. But yet, there's that but. They're texting you sporadically. They're reaching out to you, breadcrumbing you. They're breadcrumbing you. That makes no sense. But they're telling the next person, you see, they keep reaching out to me. I'm not responding, blah blah blah, whatever. But yet they're reaching they're reaching out to you. They're making plans with you. They're coming to see you. They are, you know, coming around your job, or they're doing whatever, popping up on you, making, I, it's tiring. Like I sit here now because the more I think about my past and I think about everything that I went through and everything I had, just everything in general, it is so damn tiring. And I couldn't help but say to myself, what was I thinking? Like, I literally wasted time. I mean, granted, I gained experience and I gained the knowledge that I needed to put me in the position that I'm in today. But it's just like, it's have it, have it all, have what you want, take what you want. I wish you the best. And that was my response to everything. You walk away with grace. And not only do you walk away with grace, but you know something? Yeah, wish them the best. You know what? I wish you the best. I wish you the best, because if I think negative thoughts, if I think, if I sit here just stewing in resentment and anger and hatred and disgust, what is that doing for me? Not doing anything for me but pushing me more into deeper depression. No. And then, I got to a point that I started getting a little more, just a little more in tune with myself. I started doing drastic things, but you know something? It was for me, it felt great. And it still feels great because I'm still doing things. It's just too much. It's just way too much. Like, these people, and then I've seen the kind of people that people put on pedestals. And I'm just sitting there like, hope to God I'm not going to be a judgmental psychologist, like a really judgmental psychologist. Because I think I might be one of those types that if I'm like doing like a couple or you know, a husband and wife, and I know, like I vehemently know that one of the partners is narcissistic and just like taking advantage and taking. I'm just gonna end up sitting there telling them like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are we gonna keep doing these sessions? We're gonna come back another 6-7 times. Then you're gonna find out she slept with your other best friend. Like, what are you doing here? What? You're wasting money. You're wasting time. You're better off taking this money to go find you an apartment and get the hell away from this person. That's probably how I'm gonna be. Thank you, Tawanda. I definitely aim to keep it that way. I definitely aim to keep it. I'm trying to get there because I'm at the stage I want him to pay. You did me. Okay, you're in anger. You're in anger, and I get it. I get it. Trust me. Trust me. You're gonna be in that for a little bit. You're gonna be in it for a little bit, but it's gonna pass. I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys. If you stay the course and just do what you got to do, it's gonna pass. Because you're gonna get to that point where you get to that level of acceptance, and you're just like, what? What the hell? What? Nah, not worth it. Because the more you hold on to the resentment, the more you hold on, you're blocking things for yourself. You're really blocking them for yourself. And I can't tell you how. I don't know how my ex's life is. I don't know. I don't keep up with him. I don't follow him. I don't look at his social media. I was on my Facebook the other day, and it's funny because my memories, if you have Facebook, your memories come up. And I saw a post that I put up that I tagged him in, and it just had his name. And you know how like it's written in blue. Oh, thank you for that, sweetie. Thank you, spiritual. It had his name and it was written in blue. And I'm just sitting there. I sat there for about a good 3 minutes, and I'm like, not today. No, nope. I just deleted it. I deleted the memory. I said, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I've come so far where I am. For me to even bother to look or search is putting energy, and I have so much. I'm just so blessed. I have my home, I have my kid, I have my best friend, I have my, my life in order. I have you guys. I don't need to bring myself to anything to the point where I'm like, because I'm nosy. I'm naturally nosy. And I said, no, I'm good. I I like that. I blocked my husband from my memories, and he ain't even move out yet. You advanced, girl. You are definitely advanced. I get it, Deborah. I get it. And you're gonna get to the point. Trust me. Trust me. It's normal to be angry. It's normal to hate them. It's normal to want to see them pay. And you're sitting there like, I want this MF to pay. I'm trying hard not to curse. I want him to pay so badly. And trust me, it's gonna happen in its own time. The focus here is you. Our focus here is you in just getting through your healing and all the, look forward to all the good stuff that's gonna happen for you. Trust me, because trust and believe when that time comes, sometimes their karma is seeing you move on and you do better than them. Seeing you in the time you think, listen, let me tell you guys something. When I went through everything, I'm still a nobody. You know what I'm saying? I am still a nobody, but I was a real nobody. Okay. I wasn't putting up content. I wasn't putting up videos. I wasn't, I had just gone on Facebook and I saw, I started my Facebook a few years ago overnight. I don't know how it happened, but it just started like content was blowing up. Okay. I had one video that had over 1 million views. Don't even know how the heck it happened, but it happened. Okay. And I'm sitting here because I'm like, something, I just want to get through to people who need to hear the messages. That's my concern. So whether it be 10 followers or 10,000 or 100,000 or 1 million, it doesn't matter as long as I'm getting through the people that need to hear the messages, because God saw my intention. My intention was pure. My intention still is pure. I want to help people. I know what it feels like. It's crappy. It's shitty. You don't want to deal with it. But I decided that this is what I'm going to do. So this is what I started to do. And it was really slow in the beginning, as with any content creator, very slow in the beginning. But I said, you know what? I have faith. God is delivering my messages to the people who need to hear it. He is giving my messages to people who need to hear it and who want more guidance and who want more help and who want more support. And I just can't help but wonder, like, now that especially on Facebook, and now that they're being shared and it's being rotated in circulation, I can only wonder how many people on that end that do not like me probably see my videos. Can you imagine them waking up and like, oh my God, this bitch again. I don't want to see this. Can you imagine that? Can you, but God works in mysterious ways. I'm pretty sure they never expected me to get to this point. So much so to the point now, guys, I got people with fake pages following me. I got people monitoring me. I got people, throwing stuff at me. I mean, it's just so much. But you know something? I'm still good. I'm here. Sometimes the karma is seeing you blessed. And what does God say? I will bless you in front of your enemies. I will bless you in front of your enemies. Okay? Those same enemies that are going to see you in that big table and they're going to want a seat and you're going to tell them no. So trust and believe. Deborah, you got this. You got this. Trauma bonded as hell. It's like an addiction. Does it ever end? I'm a story of it. It does. It does. But it ends when you end it. It won't end with them. It ends with you. Okay? The here's what I can tell you what I did. I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm telling you what I did. Okay? Every time, because with trauma bonding, after you're done with a situation and you find yourself ruminating and just kind of, you keep going back into it and you keep thinking about it. What I did was, and I tell people to use caution with this. What I did was I consistently reminded myself of everything painful done. In other words, everything that caused pain within me. Everything said, everything I saw, everything, everything I heard, whatever. Whatever was said, done, written, heard, whatever the case may be. And I sat there and I just kind of put it in my head. I let it sit for a second. And then I just, shut it down. Because I let it get me to the point where I was extremely angry. Not angry enough to get up and go out and do something stupid, but I let it get me angry to the point where emotions was no longer an option for me. It was logical. It was thinking logically. Okay? Wherever my heart would tell me, oh, but you love them, and my brain was telling me, you remember what you saw, right? You remember what they were doing, right? You remember. Emotions were no longer an option for me. And I sat in that for a while. And that actually helped me grow into that acceptance with anger, of course. But it fueled me. It fueled me. Like how your narcissistic supply fuels them, that anger and that logic and that, don't be a pendeja. You know what I'm saying? It fueled me to want to just I wanted to break shit. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to break things. But it fueled me to kind of, if you guys are familiar with that Sia song, Unstoppable, I listen to that song all the damn time. I listen to it all the time. Listen to music too that really pumps you up, that really gets you, because that helps. Trust me, it helps. And it fueled me to get to where I needed to be. And not so much so to the point now I'm just like, I'm indifferent. You become indifferent. When you become indifferent, you are not only healed, but you no longer It doesn't affect you. If they say something to you, okay. If their exes or their new supply come around, okay. All right, cool. All right, good. You good? Go. That's what it did for me. That's what I did. I sat in my anger for a little bit. I sat in the anger and I kept reminding myself. I just kept reminding myself of what was done. You don't flinch. It no longer affects me after 9 months, but I'm so guarded to date or love again. And you know something, Wooden Iron? That's normal. That is normal. And I was the same way. I was the same way. And I say this to everyone, and I'm going to say it again. It's not about you trusting the other person. It's about you trusting yourself. It's about you trusting yourself to make the right choices, meaning that you can start dating if you want, if you're ready, of course. And the minute you start seeing red flags, do you trust yourself to just get up and walk away? Do you trust yourself? Are you not? Don't allow that this person looks good. Don't allow that this person's sex is good. Don't allow that this person's status can. No. Do you trust yourself enough if you start dating and you start seeing red flags to take what you have learned and walk away? The first red flag should be the last one. Okay? If you trust yourself enough, again, it's not about them, because at the end of the day, you want to date, you want to go out there into the dating world, you can do that. People are going to fuck up. They're going to mess up. People are going to lie. People are going to cheat. People are going to do things. They're human. They're flawed by nature. It's just life. It is what it is. But it's not about them. It's about you. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself to say, I have been through this, which, I mean, listen, it's not your everyday relationship. It's not your everyday breakup. You know, a discard is different from an actual breakup. You've been through the ring of fire, dude. Like, so if you go and you go out there into the dating world, you start seeing red flags. You start seeing, people for. You'll start to, you know what? I think honestly, with going through everything, I mean, you'll only know this if you put yourself through it. But your body will probably start to reject people like that. If you have truly learned your lessons and you have truly done the work on yourself and your healing and your trauma, your body will start to reject people like that. You'll just probably start like, it's a turnoff. You'll become turned off. You'll become turned off and you'll be like, no, this is not the one. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. Date around. Date around. You're not obligated to date just one person. None of you are obligated to date one person. Date around. If you want to go on different dates with different people to test the waters, go ahead. Make friends. Date around. You're not obligated. Nobody put a ring on your finger. Nobody's committing to you because you don't know what these people are doing. And until you two come to that agreement that, hey, we're going to be officially together, date around. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. You've been through enough shit. You have people lying to you. You have people gaslighting you. Okay. And you guys, you guys take notes from the things that you've learned. You know when someone's gaslighting you. You already know when someone's deflecting. You'll know when someone's love bombing. You will already start to see these things before they even come to you. You'll start to feel it. And if your body or your spirit is telling you, hey, nope, listen, you can have the dinner, but after that, go your separate ways. And just tell them, listen, no offense. I thought I was ready. I'm not ready. Because nowadays you can't reject people either. You got to take that into consideration too. You can't reject people. You can't just sit there and say, I'm not interested. Because people for some reason don't know how to take rejection very well. They really don't. Especially if you're dealing with someone who is a potential narcissist or, So you just, you could just be like, listen, I thought I was ready. I'm really not. I'm really not. Technically, it's the truth if you think about it, but you're letting them down in a way where it doesn't put harm to you. You don't harm yourself. You're the important person in this situation. So, but have fun. Do I know artwork. I know it's scary. It's listen, I've thought about it myself. you know, and my busy schedule doesn't even permit me to be in a relationship. It really doesn't. So I'm just like so focused on getting this degree and getting my license and getting my life in order. But if you know, just dip your toe. You don't got to jump in the pool all the way. Just dip your toes. Dip your toes in. That's it. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, well, you're dating 5 or 6 people. You're going out with 5 or 6 different guys. I'm a grown ass woman. I dated one person with 5 or 6 different personalities. What the hell is the difference? What's the difference? Dating is hard for me because I'm plus size, and most guys don't want a plus size woman, to be honest. Listen, okay? There are plenty of men out there who like plus size women. You just gotta know. I find that organically, because dating sites are playgrounds, okay? They are playgrounds for narcissistic people. They're playgrounds for manipulative people. They are playgrounds for people trying to cheat on their spouses and their boyfriends and their girlfriends, you know? And at the end of the day, I don't know. I always, and it's funny because I never really believed in organically meeting someone. I used to do the dating site thing because I'm like, I get to know the person at my own pace. But then after a while, it's like, this is just a little too much. But you know, if there are men out there, there are men out there who like women of all colors, all sizes, all shades, lengths of hair. You know, listen, I'm pretty sure if I come across a man who likes women with extremely long hair, I don't have long hair, so I guess I'm not your type. But if you meet the right kind of person who usually has a certain type, but if you have a banging personality, if you are just like really awesome, because sometimes, you can meet people that they may not be your type or you may not be theirs, but you guys just come across each other and it clicks. It clicks. Like it may not be someone you're used to, but and at the end of the day, big beautiful women, listen, I'm well, I guess I don't know. I'm a chunky monkey, but I don't I look at it this way. You know, if you can't accept me, chichos and all, oh well. No love lost. Go do what you do. Oh, Robert, I don't know about flaunting it. I don't flaunt. I'm too old to flaunt. I don't flaunt. I don't do that. The most I show are my shoulders. That's it. Thank you, Stella. Thank you. Oh, guys. Oh yeah, that yeah. I have that no nonsense attitude. I mean, and ladies, is how you carry yourself. It's really about how you carry yourself. You have so many women out there who are depicting what beauty is, and they got it so wrong, because you got to remember, you got females out there getting job work, worked on in their bodies. And it's listen, I do not believe that when you have people saying, oh well, and this is my opinion. People can agree with me. They don't have to. I don't care. But when someone gets a whole crap load of work done on themselves and they're like, oh, I do it for me. No, you do it for the attention. You do it for the attention. Just like when the kind of females who walk out there wearing very provocative clothing, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I'm not here to judge anybody, but I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Because and it's funny because I was speaking on it. I call it the lion's den theory. Okay. And my thing of it is that people say, well, no matter what a woman wears, people should, respect her and so forth and so on. Listen, in a perfect world, yes. In a perfect world, yes. You want to walk outside with nothing but strings covering your tatas? By all means. In a perfect world, you will be respected. But unfortunately, we do not live in a perfect world. Unfortunately, we live in a world that has vagrants, that has predators, that has pedophiles, that have rapists, that have all types of people with mental illnesses, with, with mental problems. Okay? So you're walking into a lion's den with raw meat on your body and you expect them not to attack you. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of it. The reality is we do not live in a perfect world. The reality is if you are going to go outside, dress a certain kind of way, if you're going to go outside doing whatever it is you do, by all means, just be prepared, because we don't live in that kind of world. We live in a world that has a lot of predators. And when I see women like this and I see women doing all types of things, it's for attention. But when they get the wrong kind of attention, knowing that they're going out there and they are well aware of the kind of people that reside in this world. And then, well, I don't understand. How can you not understand? How can you not understand? You have freaking leggings that are going all the way up your kuka. I can see in your cervix. What are we not understanding? That's the reality of it. But, and I get it, because you have females, beautiful women. I give credit where it's due. You have beautiful women who dress a certain kind of way. And yes, it can seem kind of intimidating for other women. Women who, it used to be intimidating to me because I was overweight. Because I was like, sheesh, I wish I could have a body like that. But then I come to realize that's not even her body. Like, that's not even her body. She bought that. They're setting, again, a precedent for women to compete, for women to do. And that's something that we got to chill on. We got to stop that. We have to stop that. We can't be doing that. We're not here to be competing with one another. We're not here to be doing any of that. I empower women, beautiful, strong, loving, nurturing women. I empower them 110%. It's all these other little fugazi ass females that love to step over women or love to hurt other people. Yeah, fucking shady ass females. I can't stand shady females. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. And I can tell a shady female. Put a shady female in front of me and I will tell you this bitch is shady. That's I can't. But that's not what we're not here to compete. We're not here to do any of those things. We're here to help one another. We're here to empower one another. And, if you're big and you're beautiful, you're beautiful. And at the end of the day, even if you think that a man would not want you, trust me. Okay? Sure as I know God, he has made a man for you. He has a man for you. Okay? And that man will come into your life when the time is right. So until then, work on your healing, work on your self-confidence, work on your self-love. Continue to tell yourself you're beautiful. Continue to tell yourself that you are a wonderful person. And this goes for the men too, because men, I believe strongly that good men deserve good women. Good men deserve good women. And I thank you, men. I thank you, men, for not letting what these horrible women have done to you, for not letting it deter you and not letting it make you into a monster, because not many manage to make it out like you. You have men who become so monstrous dealing with these types of women that they treat good women like crap, hence putting them in this position where we have to talk about narcissistic abuse survival. Absolutely, Deborah. Oh, artwork, I'm glad. And guys, I'm always here if you need me. I know I go back to school tomorrow, but I'm here. I will be here. You can email me, narcsurvival101@gmail.com. You can go to the website, narcsurvival101.com. I'm going to work on it this weekend. I'm working on the website, so sign up for it so that way you could be notified of any upcoming events and, stuff like that, any blogs that I post up there. But I did want to keep my promise with you guys. And I wanted to be here for you, like I said I would. And I'm glad that, I'm glad you guys could, just come out and be a part of this. You are amazing people. All of you are amazing people. And for the ones who are just sitting in the cut, just watching me and just wishing ill on me and wishing bad and all of that stuff, you know something, God has something for you. So I'm not even going to make you, I'm not going to make you relevant in this. But my beautiful people, I love you all. Thank you so much again for being here tonight. I want to resume the live chat, the one-on-ones. I'm hoping maybe I can pull 1 to 2 one-on-ones per week. I'm going to try my best. And that's where I Skype with people and we talk one-on-one and, try to help figure some things out. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Okay. I'll definitely keep the website posted, but I'll keep you guys posted on it. I'm going to take a little break because I have class tomorrow. So I'll probably Saturday, right? I'll be back Saturday. I'll come back on Saturday. And hold on one second. Hold on. You're welcome, beauty baby. You're very welcome. Spiritual. How, as you said, started Discord? Explain, please, because I'm so tired right now. I'm exhausted. I haven't even had dinner yet. Stella, have a beautiful night. Deborah, much love to you. You know I'm here if you need me. You know how to contact me. Kay, thank you so much for being here, sweetheart. Lena, thank you. Artwork. You guys are amazing. You're all beautiful, amazing, wonderful people. Oh, Lena, thank you. I'm trying. Lord knows I am trying, and I'm trying to keep up with it. I'm trying to keep up with you guys. If you need me, you can reach out to me anytime. Okay? Even if, it's during the week, I'm here. Oh, it's a server where, okay, hold on one second. Where we can all connect. Okay, yeah. That's a good idea. I'll definitely, Spiritual Bombshell, thank you for letting me know. I'll definitely look into that. So you guys can all connect with one another. So even when I'm not here, you guys can still, that's actually a really, really good idea. Okay, thank you, hun. So guys, I'm gonna have me some pizza and then I'm gonna clean all this stuff off my face and hit the bed. Again, thank you so much for being here tonight. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, love you all. You're amazing people. I hope I answered majority of the questions. I'm sorry I've been looking around because I have 3 different platforms streaming, so I'm just trying to make sure that everything is, But I will be back on Saturday, guys, okay? 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York time. So please mark it in your calendar. I hope to see you there. You'll be notified. So if you want to join us, join us. If you want anybody, you want to invite anybody, by all means. The more the merrier. We need to help as many people as we can. And all that good stuff. All right. My loves, have a beautiful night. Have a great remainder of your week. May God protect you all. Okay? Love, peace, blessings, all that good stuff already. You guys already know. It always comes from a place of love. So sending you all love and light. And I shall see you all on Saturday. Okay? All right. So I'm old when it comes. I'm gonna need you to be here so you can
wrap it up. Let's go.
Take off but you got, because the TikTok button is on the right up here, and then I have just this one.
Press it, man. Press it.
I'm still live, and people hear how you talk to me, so you better watch yourself. Watch yourself. All right, guys. I love you all. Have a beautiful night. Blessings. And if you need me, you know where to find me, okay? See you guys on Saturday. Good night.